I think I first saw you with your push-up video on X. When did you first come into the Bittensor ecosystem? When did you first find Bittensor?
$75.
Okay, so a couple years ago.
Yeah. I was making videos a couple years ago before DTAL was even a thing, right? So this whole story was I was making videos on each bar, QNT, and also TAL, right? And at one point, I consolidated all my H bar. I had a huge bag of H bar, right? And I put it all into TAL. I put all my quant into TAL, and I just rolled with TAL. But I originally bought my first TAL at about $75. It's crazy because I made a video comparing TAL and QNT, and they both were around $75. But that video just aged so well. Like TAL just left quant in the dust, and it was probably one of the better moves that I made with consolidating my portfolio. So I've been invested in TAL since $75.
And at the price of $75, subnets weren't even a thing yet. They were just talking about subnets happening. What made you so interested in TAL back then?
Well, the whole subnet thing intrigued me because I looked at Ethereum, the ICO boom. Then I looked at Solana, the SPL casino boom. And I'm like, okay, this is the AI marketplace, right? And I think a lot of people are going to start to catch on, right? Because it's a lot of FUD out there in detail, but people don't understand what made Ethereum successful. What made Solana successful? It wasn't literally the native token. It was the token that was in the ecosystems, right? You had a few billion-dollar runners, right? And a lot of these billion-dollar runners that happen on ETH and even Solana are flat out vaporware, right? No utility. Sometimes in some cases it's meme coins. So now you got an ecosystem where people are really building, people are really executing, and people are really generating revenue, right? That like 60% of the subnets generate revenue. That's night and day from any other ecosystem. So in my mind, I was thinking like all it's going to take is a few billion-dollar runners within the DTAL ecosystem, and we can expect the price of TAL to appreciate, right? Not to add, it's a scarcity token. So if you've been following my channel for a while, I'm big on scarcity tokens. I like tokens that have limited supply because they appreciate really, really fast. So I was intrigued. So introduction here. My first coin that I ever bought was Litecoin, right? I bought Litecoin very, very early, and I got a lot of Litecoin, but I could never have access to it because Coinbase kicked me out of my account, and they will never let me get my account back. I have no idea. They just won't take my ID. I don't know. So I bought Litecoin really early, and my thesis in theory was that Litecoin could be the next Bitcoin. But of course, that never happened. So when I discovered TAL, and the tokenomics was the first thing that caught my attention. Then the ecosystem caught my attention. Then the asymmetric growth of artificial intelligence. So now we got two of the fastest growing assets in financial history, crypto and AI, literally at an intersection. You can't, in my opinion, Bittensor is my biggest holding, by the way. So in my opinion, you can't, it's like, you can say, you can give it like, oh, maybe it just goes to 700, 1,000, whatever, but you can't deny, right? AI and crypto are two of the fastest growing financial instruments of all time. And we got it right now here in the flesh with Bittensor. I think in an altcoin season, right? Of course, the Fed is the big boss, but in a real altcoin season, I don't see why this can't do well. And I don't see why we can't have a few subnets run to $1 billion, not FDV, but actual market cap.
All right. Take me back to when you first got into crypto with Litecoin. When was this time-wise? Why were you interested in Litecoin out of all the coins at the time?
So it was 2017. I was stationed in Cincinnati, Ohio. I was going door to door selling solar panels. I used to go door to door selling solar panels. That's pretty much. And then I started like doing door to door videos. And that's kind of like how my YouTube channel got, some motion, right? But my guy was always telling me, man, you might need to buy Bitcoin. You need to buy Bitcoin, whoop the whoop. And then my favorite artist at the time, which was Money Man, he always rapped about crypto. So I was like intrigued. So me and my guy, because when they had a station in Cincinnati, my roommate, he was the first person that introduced me to crypto. And he introduced me to Coinbase. And at that time, I bought Litecoin and I bought another coin. I can't remember what it was. I bought Litecoin and another coin, right? I got Litecoin. The first purchase of Litecoin was like at $25. The next purchase, DCA, as they would call it today, was like at $40-something, right? So I got into Litecoin around that. And it started going up. I didn't understand nothing about crypto, right? I even forgot all about the Litecoin. And me and my guy talk about this all the time. He was like, bro, if you would have just stuck with crypto since 2017, you probably would have been really, really wealthy right now. But I just was like, oh, crypto, whatever, whoop de whoop whoop. Forgot all about it, continued my work. And then COVID happened. Right. And they locked us in the house, right? They just locked us in the house. I had nothing to do, right? But work out and watch YouTube. So at that point, I started getting into like investing and stuff like that. And, this is around the time that Dogecoin got hyped, right? And I went back to my Coinbase account. I tried to get in and they wouldn't let me in. So I had to create a whole nother account with crypto.com, which is now my favorite exchange. But I got into Dogecoin and I got into Dogecoin at like 4 cents or something crazy like that. And it just went all the way up to 75 cents. But I didn't sell anything because I thought Elon was going to take me to Valhalla. I said, once Elon dropped, and I didn't know about buy the rumor, sell the news, or none of that. I was just an infant in crypto. So I'm thinking like Elon about to, I'm telling my boys, Elon about to, you know what I'm saying? He about to pump this. I know my guy, he bought Dogecoin at like 50 cents and he was ready. We all was like expecting this event. He went up there with his mama. And that coin just went down, like it just tanked. You know what I'm saying? And I lost all of my profits, right? So I said, I'm gonna cut my losses. And I tried to use the same strategy with Bitcoin and Litecoin. I said, I want to find the next Dogecoin. And at the time, I ran into the Elon token, which was Dogecoin Mars. So I consolidated my portfolio. I took what I had left with Dogecoin and put it into Dogecoin Mars. And then that went crazy, right? And then I started making YouTube videos about it. And that's how my channel went crazy, right? Because everybody was calling me the Dogecoin Mars guy. So I make all Elon videos when I first started. So I got wrapped up into like the whole Bitcoin was going to 100K thing. And I never took any profits from Dogecoin Mars. And I rode that thing all the way back down to the bear market lows. I'll never forget it, June 2022. And I told my community, I'm selling Dogecoin Mars and I'm buying all AI and gaming tokens, right? Now, this is around the time Ben Cowan, who blocked me, was saying that altcoin season never happened. Me and my guy started a podcast called The Gem Hunters. And people know that show, right? It's The Gem Hunters, where we were finding low-cap AI coins, and this is how I found Ty, low-cap AI coins and low-cap gaming coins. The first, like, I want to say, this like that towards the end of December 2022, January 2023, AI coins and gaming coins went ballistic. Like we made so much money. Like my guys right now in Dubai right now because we slayed that trade, right? And took profits this time, right? But I took a lot of flack because the Elon community was like, oh, whoop. And I'm like, sometimes you have to pivot in crypto. The pivot changed my life because I had like multiple 10Xs in my portfolio, probably seen some of the most money I've ever seen in my life, all from buying AI. And this was the first AI gaming bubble, right? You can literally go look at AI coins from January 2023. This is my family was calling me Scrooge because I wasn't buying nothing but crypto. Gaming coins, AI coins went crazy. I took profits. You know what I'm saying? Some people didn't. I did. Then they dumped, right? So I had to start like reconsolidate my portfolio into, new narratives, right? And I went from like AI coins to RW coins to AI agents. So to meme coins, right? I got into this meme coin called My Ladies very, very early. I was to Pepe very, very early. And this is why my channel became known for meme coins, right? And the funny thing about it is I was one of the first YouTubers and a few others, right? Because the bigger YouTubers, they were all like 2021 coins, altcoin season needs ETH to hit all-time highs, Bitcoin dominance, and we knew, we youngins, right? We don't care about none of that. We just trying to, make money in crypto. So I think that I was before my time when it comes to rotating into narratives and understanding when to rotate to a narrative. And a lot of people were still stuck in that 2020 mind that we got to hold these old coins and we need ETH to do this and do that. I wasn't, right? So I made a lot of money with base meme coins when they first went crazy. I made a lot of money with Ethereum meme coins when they first went crazy. I was early to a token called Jesus Coin. So in the midst of all of this, right, I'm seeing my portfolio grow. I'm seeing inflation literally corrode the people around me in real life because I couldn't convince nobody to get into crypto. No matter what they see me doing, people still think crypto is a scam, unfortunately. But now people like, Millie, I should have listened to you. Millie, I'm like, hey, it is. I stay humble. You feel me? But in the midst of all of this, I see my portfolio starting to rise and things like that. And, I just became like I don't want to say a trencher, but a person that's just early to narratives and being able to rotate out of those narratives. And that's what it's been for like the last year or 2 years. And it's worked very, very well for me. And I discovered Bittensor early in January, like December 22, January 2023. That's when I kind of like started like talking about Bittensor and you know what I mean, getting into it. But yeah, that's pretty much how I've been doing pretty well, right? In this cycle. I can't complain. But I used to go on Ben Cowan's video. I don't know if you know Ben Cowan. I used to I used to go in his videos where he used to like, oh yeah, nobody's getting rich all around. You know, people are making money with altcoins. You know, maybe you're just not picking the right altcoins. At that time, he blocked me. So Wendy blocked me. And all these people was blocking me, right? I felt like there was opportunities in crypto, but everybody was just so focused that they were missing these opportunities.